My name is Jessica Levy. I always enjoyed sports. I wasn't particularly good at them. It was one of those things where that isn't for me. It was, that was for other people. That was for jocks and athletes, and I was just there. Joe and I met, we had mutual friends. He was just so genuine and real, and you don't meet a lot of people like that, and he lit up the room. Joe and I weren't healthy or active. I think a lot of people plan to be, and we were going to start on Monday, as one does, and we were going to eat better and be healthier because we both knew that we were both overweight. But it was almost, so was everybody else. We were just your normal American people. We just had a normal life. I kind of yo-yo dieted a lot. I don't know that I weighed myself when I was my absolute heaviest, because I was at my absolute heaviest right when Joe died. You see people have heart attacks in movies, they grab their chest and it's, this big thing, and it's nothing like that. It's just horrifying to be there and you don't know what's going on. Every instinct kicks in and you just try to fix whatever's happening, but you don't know what's happening. And it was the worst experience ever. And part of me is thankful that I was there, because I believe in my heart that the last words that he heard me say was, "I love you." But at the same time, it's a lot to carry that I was there. I started losing weight right after Joe passed, because I kind of stopped eating, because if you've ever dealt with loss or anything of depression or anything like that, I feel like it normally goes one of two ways. You either overeat and you eat your feelings, or you don't eat at all. I went the don't eat at all route. As I started running and doing yoga and became vegan, I lost more weight. And we live in an interesting society where when you start losing weight, people tell you how great you look. And at that point, I needed any praise and any happiness I could get. I remember looking in the mirror and you could see my collarbone, you could see all of my ribs and pictures, and it wasn't healthy. I could see in myself that if I was trying to honor Joe's life and to live my healthiest life, that was not it. I had to sit back and say, okay, if this isn't working, what is health? What does healthy look like to you? If you don't look healthy now, you didn't look healthy when you were overweight, what is it? I remember seeing these girls on Facebook, Instagram, and they looked happy. They were throwing these big heavy weights around. They were fist bumping each other, and everyone looked happy and healthy and well-fed. And I was like, okay, well, what are they doing? So it was CrossFit, and I started looking into that a little bit more, and my knee-jerk reaction was that's not for me. And then I came back to it and was like, you know what? How many times are you going to do the wrong thing before you try something else? I've seen every change in myself since I started CrossFit. My health, my confidence, my friendship circle, everything about my life. It's a complete 180 from where I was before. I still have bad days. It doesn't mean that you're not still mourning. That never stops. But I know that if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to come in here. We're going to throw some things around. We're going to have a great time. We're going to dance. We're going to talk. And if I still feel terrible, I can grab anybody. I can grab anybody in the room and say, hey, I want to go for a walk. And they, no questions asked, they genuinely care. And they're going to be there, and they're going to love you and support you and lift you up. And that's everything. That has changed my life in a million ways. One of the joys of living with Jared and knowing him is that he is so cerebral and he's so in his head that we don't have emotional fights, because that would imply that he's emotional, and he's not. So I can get emotional and I'll escalate and go up, and he just right back down, brings me right back down to earth.
So you're Kirk and he's Spock.
I would get that reference, but I watch Star Trek and all. I don't watch it at all. I know nothing about Star Trek at all.
That's exactly what Spock would say.
Okay. That's such a Spock thing to say.
I love Jared. I just really love him.
I'm like, what is this? Are we gonna like slap hands? Like this is gonna be really awkward.
Give me some slap hands.
When I started CrossFit, it was 100% for myself. It was not to find love. It wasn't to do anything like that. That just happened to be a very happy byproduct of starting here.
Maybe I date him so I get my own personal coach. We don't know.
I noticed him. If you've ever seen Jared work out, you notice him. So I definitely noticed, but it wasn't on my radar at the time, nor was I on his.
Oh, that was easy. Good racket, that was good.
It's not easy to love a widow because it's not as if we got a divorce. It's not as if we ever fell out of love. It's a lot of emotion, and I know that I carry a lot of emotional baggage, but I can't imagine anyone in this world handling it as well as he does. After Joe died, my life could have gone a million different ways, and the majority of them were bad. But I'm very proud now to say that I honor Joe's life by not letting that happen. I try to live bigger. I try to not be afraid of new challenges and try to face life head on, because that's how I honor him, is to show up every day and just try every day and to be the best I can be for him.